Hey everybody, welcome back to Theology 101. We're starting our week 2 today. By the time you see this video, it'll be early on Monday morning, which gives you 2 days to get some of the work done. And I know some of you have already started, but let me make sure everyone is clear on what we are doing this week. So here is our page for week 2, What is Creation? And if you scroll down just a little bit, you can see the book that we'll be reading, 20 Basics Every Christian Should Know by the author Wayne Grudem. And we are looking at chapter 4, What is Creation? This book has 20 chapters, which is probably too big for our class, so I had to pick some chapters to focus on and skipping others. But our first topic is going to be creation. And so the pages here are for you to read, and make sure that you read and that you take some good notes, because after you read and take good notes, and remember, you do not have to do these questions for review and application. You can think about them or maybe discuss them with your friends if you want to, but they are not assigned. But if you read this chapter and you take notes, you can use your notes to take the What is Creation quiz. Please do take the quiz before Wednesday's class. One other thing that we need to do before Wednesday's class is to turn in a reading summary. Here on the Populi page, you can see a description of what I want you to do. I want you to type a summary in your own words, summarize the content of the chapter. Which means I do not want you to copy and paste from the chapter or take long quotes from the book. You may use very short quotes, but I would prefer to see more of your own words. And then, are there any key English theology words? Now, some of you, there might be no new vocabulary in this chapter, but for others of you, maybe there is some new words, or maybe there are some important subjects like creation or God being independent or something like that. You can pick, but have a few key terms, even if you already know the terms. And then I like the idea of images. Pick 3 to 5 images that show the topic of the chapter. These images can be taken from Google, hand-drawn, memes, photos, or you can draw them yourself, anything you want to do here. And so I have an example chapter. This is taken from, you can see chapter 2, What is God Like? We will not read this chapter because we don't have time, but I looked at these 2 pages and I made an example here. Who is God from these pages? That came from these reading pages here. And I took the main subjects, God is Spirit, and I took that heading from right here where it shows God is Spirit, and I summarized it in my own words. I recorded some key Bible verses, that's important, and I talked about God is Spirit. Then the next one, God is invisible, which comes from right here. And then I took God is omniscient, and then I provided definitions. What does invisible, omniscient, or spirit mean? And then I have some images. I have an invisible person right here because God is invisible. And then I have a funny little quote here and a little cartoon. This is an example of a reading summary. Now you are supposed to do a reading summary for the chapter on creation. And once you have done that, you can turn it in here. You can click What is Creation Summary and upload your document. This week I did add a couple extra things. A quick video to watch about different creation stories around the world. As we start talking about God creating the earth, we must remember not everybody believes this. Other religions teach different things, and even people who only trust science, they believe different things. So I wanted to put these together to show you the different ways people look at our world, and then I wanted to start a discussion responding to the creation stories around the world. And basically, I wanted you to click on this, and I can see people's answers so far. When you click, you won't be able to, but I want you to add your thoughts on the topic, okay? And so then, if we can do that, we will be all set for our time on Wednesday morning at 8 o'clock for session A or 9 o'clock for session B, there should be a place for our weekly Zoom call for you to click and get connected. This is session A at 8, but session B, remember, is at 9 o'clock. So those are the things to get done before the week starts. Remember, I do have office hours. If you want to get on Zoom and talk to me, I am available. And that is Friday at 8 o'clock for both sessions. And then the homework for after Wednesday is to have a discussion group project. And what I want you to do is to use Zoom. I have made some videos to show you how, but I'd like you to discuss the weekly questions, which are right here, as part of your Zoom group. And then you can just forward me, one person for the group can forward me the recording link. If you don't know what the recording link is, you need to start by watching the video on how to Zoom call. Okay? But I want to see your discussions. Next section is the teaching video. I've already introduced this, but in case you want to use a YouTube video or YouTube channel, I put a link in here on how to get started with making YouTube videos. And one of my dear brothers here in Oregon, his name is Ber. Ber, I like to make the R very long. Bear made a teaching video example about who is Jesus. And so Bear made a video where the first part was teaching about Jesus in Bahasa, and the second part was English. Now remember, your week 2 subject is creation. But I wanted Bear to make a general example, and so he's not in this class, he did not read this book, but he just talked about who Jesus is in Bahasa and then in English, and I'm challenging him to send it to his people in his life as a way of continuing to teach others. Bear is somebody that I've had a lot of time discipling, and he's a real great guy. Okay? The last thing due at the end of the week is an I believe statement. Now, I put a video here so that you could see why this is important, and I put an example, again, a description, and an example from pages. Here are the same pages I used in the summary example above, but now I made an I believe statement, and it can be just this long. And it's about the topics that you read about for the week, and here is the link for clicking and adding. All right, everybody, that should cover what's due this week. Many of you have completed the week 1 assignments. Good job, everybody. If you were somebody who did not have access to Populi and so you haven't finished some of the week 1 things, please work on them and send them to me when you can. I know that you are not here in the US, you're back in Papua, COVID is going on, and you have new online classes and lots to learn. So brothers and sisters, just do your best. Keep going, take heart. The Lord is with you, wanting to raise you up for a future of using you in Papua. And so be strong, stay connected to your vision of wanting to see Papua transformed, and, continue to be a family working together. Thanks for taking time to watch the video. I'll see you in class on Wednesday. Bye, everyone.